hasn't changed.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday, right. So what we do is we move today from yesterday to the yesterday spot. Then we move this Thursday till today. And what is tomorrow then? If today's Thursday, what's tomorrow? Friday, right. Fun Friday. Let me just lower the screen a little bit. Okay. Can somebody please mute themselves? I hear background. So if today is Thursday, we have to update our date. It is no longer Wednesday. All right. It is no longer the 9th because today's a new day, right? So if yesterday was the 9th, what is today's date? What comes after 9? Okay, can someone please mute themselves? RB. If yesterday, Wednesday, was the 9th of September, what is today? What comes after 9? 10. Right? We just go in number order. So I'm going to put it on our date on our board here. And I'm going to write Thursday, the 10th of September. This way we know how to write the date in words and in numbers when we want to write the date down. I'm going to read this book to you this morning. We all love and know Pete the Cat, right? Pete the Cat has a few books, right? But this one, he's counting his groovy buttons. And since we're working on counting, hold on just a second, because someone's not listening. RB.
Yeah?
Okay, can you mute yourself, please?
Okay.
And put the video on.
Okay.
Thank you. There you are. Pete the Cat and his groovy buttons, because we're counting. We're learning about numbers and counting. And I thought this would be a good book because we all love Pete the Cat to do in the morning because it's a lot of fun. So Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons, art by James Dean. He's the creator of Pete the Cat. And the story by Eric Litwin. So he's the author, right? Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Oh no, Pop. One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Who knows? 3. Thank you. You can also hold up your fingers so I can see if you can't unmute yourself and talk. 3 more buttons. Let's see if we're right. We're right. 3. 4. Take away 1 is 3. Now look at his shirt. Just 3 buttons on it, right? Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop. Oh no. Another button popped off and rolled away. Now how many buttons are left? 2. Let's see. We're right. 2 buttons. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Pop. Oh no. Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Hold up your fingers. One. Let's check. One left, because if we had two and we take away one, we have one left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my one groovy button. My button, my one groovy button. Pop. Oh no. The last button popped off and rolled away. Oh, you guys know this one already? You're right, 0 buttons left. That means none, right? Because if you had one and one popped off, there's none left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no, because buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? Anybody remember this story? What was that? Let's see. His belly button. He still had a button. It was his belly button. And he kept on singing his song. It's all good. Can you please shut off the microphone? RB? I hear the background noise. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing. Look at how the illustrator drew the buttons rolling away with squiggly lines. Can you see? Now, buttons come and buttons go, just like we said, right? So what do? Do we get upset if something happens to our favorite shirt or something breaks off of our toy? No, because we can fix it or we can try to use it in a different way, right?